On today's episode, we have Drew Robertson here to talk about the homeless and PTSD problem with our veterans and what Mattersville and Pack 22 are doing to combat this problem by using their wolf dog sanctuary. Check out this TikTok to see what they're about. I'm Adam Vibe Gutton, and this is the Recovered on Purpose show. The black represents the darkness from which we came. The white represents the light in which we now live. And the red represents the passion it takes to live Recovered on Purpose. Today's episode is brought to you by Recovered on Purpose. Recovered on Purpose was founded with the vision of raising up an army of recovered addicts to tell their stories in powerful and impactful ways that will free others suffering from the bondage of addiction, as well as share their stories in the school system to deter the future generations from going down the path of addiction. If you are an addict in recovery and want to become part of this movement, or possibly be interviewed for this show, go to recoveredonpurpose.com/contact and tell me a little bit about yourself. So Drew Robertson is here to talk with us, and he is the founder and executive director of Mattersville and Pack 22 Alpha. Drew is on a mission to create sustainable housing for veterans overcoming PTSD in a wolf rescue sanctuary where they interact with and help take care of the pack. Drew, thank you so much for being here, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember, what was it, 2018 or 2017 when you were kind of starting this thing, and we went out to Civic Center and right around downtown, and we were handing out stockings. So tell me a little bit about how this kind of started and why you did start this thing.
Well, it started, really for me, it started back in 2013, though, who knew, that it was going to turn into this back then. I lost my best friend to PTSD suicide. One of my best friends, there was a group of us, and we all, were really tight, grew up with each other. Saw him off to the Marine Corps when he went off to Camp Lejeune, and every time he came back, he was just a little more distant, and we were starting to lose him then to PTSD. But even then, what seems like such a short time ago, PTSD was not a reality for everybody yet. Everybody, take it back to the Vietnam era, they called it shell shock, everything else. But he was going down a dark path, and he wasn't finding positive coping skills. Wasn't talking about his mental health and what was going on, and what anybody could do to help. He suppressed it, and we lost him. After his death, it was, to me, it was, an idea to kind of honor him, to kind of create a memorial for him and stuff like that. And we were going to have a property where we can all check back in on each other, our group of friends, and it developed. What came of it was, we should do something like that, but we should, let veterans stay there and manage the property. And then, who's going to support those veterans, and, making sure that they're okay, and that we're not just, sticking them out in our community in the middle of nowhere and having no support. Right. So, what really we educated ourselves on was the fact that it does take support. It takes, an ear, somebody letting people know that their mental health doesn't make them crazy or put all those stigmas on them. So we pushed it from there. We started, it started evolving into what became, a sustainable housing community by cutting all the recurring monthly costs, by going solar and having on-site water from, produced from the land, and growing our own food, our own nutrition, I should say, whether it be, animals, livestock, gardening, greenhouse, all the different things. And so, myself primarily, but a lot of other people then began getting themselves educated in all these things, and then coming to the table and bringing it back and saying, let's put this in, let's put that in, and we let everybody, including especially our veterans, have their insight on how to build it, and build areas that around our communities that just have these positive coping skills available. So as we bring people in, that they have a platform to really focus on their mental health, and it's just been amazing to kind of to watch this grow and develop. It's challenging, but just one of the most fulfilling experiences, getting this done.
I love that, and I love how you basically utilize purpose a lot like what I do for mental health, for relapse prevention, with addicts by connecting to this purpose of telling their stories, of writing their books, of speaking in schools, and connecting to that purpose. And that I believe that purpose and having that mission, that thing that wakes you up in the morning, is extremely, extremely beneficial for mental health. And it seems like that's kind of one of the things that you're using, is giving these veterans a place to have that purpose, to have, because what I've learned a little bit about veterans is, like, when they get out of the service, like from 18 until whenever they get out, that was their purpose. Their purpose was being a Marine. I am a Marine. I'm in the Army. I'm a soldier, and then coming out of it, like where are they going now? What are they doing now? And I know that there's a lot of them struggling with addictions and things on the streets as well. So I do want to thank you for what you're doing. I know I remember going down there at the beginning and like tearing some stuff down, and there weren't really a whole bunch of wolves there yet. But there's kind of an elephant in the room right now, or I should say a wolf. Do you want to introduce us to your friend there?
Yeah, this is Randog. Randog's actually a real special one to me. Personally, my best friend's name was Randy Hansen, and after all of this started because of him, when we decided to start rescuing animals, Randog was the first rescue. He was set to be euthanized the day that we found out about him, and we thought it was too late. And we sent in our paperwork, all the stuff that we hadn't done yet, and again, first time experience as a newer rescue. And we got him in time, man. We got him. They pulled him off the list, and put the needle away and let us go and rescue him. So he didn't have a name at the time. His name was Randog. He just had a number, and because nobody claimed him, he wasn't surrendered. He was found. So we named him Randog after Randy. It was one of his nicknames, through our 20s, and for me it kind of stuck because him being a wolf dog and being our first rescue, it was just another way I can kind of remember him and why I'm here and why I'm always doing what I'm doing, because there's constant reminders or motivators for me, to remember where it started for me, and why I did something as insane as take on this property after what this property's been through.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do want to ask, do you have some stats about homelessness for vets and the PTSD and suicide rate, and do you have any stats for us?
Yeah, I could go on all day with stats, and unfortunately, of course, that everybody knows or is starting to hear the number 22, the 22 suicides a day. There will be organizations and from government or from different partisan groups that love throwing out that number's either higher or lower. The truth is, it's probably higher. A lot of things like drug overdose type suicides are considered drug overdoses and not suicides. Where sometimes that is the means to an end that some veterans will use on their way out. A lot of them, anyway, so yeah, sorry, to get back to statistics. If you add up the 22 a day, you're coming out to 8,030 a year. We're here in Colorado, so I love using this statistic because when you round it up, not round up, but when you add up the 8,030 per year since 2013, when my best friend lost his life, that would be the entire population of Castle Rock, Colorado. wiped off the map. So when people want to sit there and ask for perspective, there it is. Let's be realistic. Nobody out there, nobody from the VA is going to put it that way. Why? Because it's their job to take care of our veterans when they come back. And unfortunately, bureaucracy has them tied up. Even the ones in the VA that have big hearts, they exist. I'm not going to say that people that work within the VA are evil or need to be demonized or anything like that. But the bureaucrats that are holding them up from doing their job, the ones that are trying to make sure that somebody else, one of their friends gets the contract or whatever else. I mean, that's where the crisis is coming into play, because we can keep throwing money at it, but if they keep putting it into the wrong hands, nothing's going to get accomplished. And what our organization is an organization of accomplishments. We started with nothing. We've gotten no money from them. We've gotten no support from them. We are solely on the backs of our community and the people that believe in what we're doing and see the value in what we're doing, because they've been here and they've experienced it, and they go and tell everybody else, and it's spreading like wildfire, to the point where we're at capacity for where we are right now and are now needing to expand out.
Yeah. And I do want to, I haven't talked about this publicly yet, because it was kind of a hush-hush thing. But I think that there's more things going on. I don't know what this would go under, but a really close friend of mine, and I just found this out last month. He's a veteran, and I had just seen him in May. I had just seen him twice in May. I brought him to church with me, and I took a Bible down to his work, and we were supposed to do a Bible study together. And last month, I went to his work looking for him because I couldn't get a hold of him, and I found out that he passed away in June from a PTSD. It had to have been some kind of suicide, but it was an officer-involved shooting. And there's no, this kid that I knew him since high school. We were homecoming together, and there was no way. There's no way. If you knew this kid, this is not him. So it broke my heart. And then the fact that it had to be kind of hush-hush because of the way that it happened, it should be spoken out about, because it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. So I do want to just tell you thank you for what you're doing again. And guys, we're going to come back, and guys, we are going to be giving away a group of 4 people will be able to go to the Wolf Sanctuary totally free. And do an entire tour, meet Drew. So guys, don't miss that. We're going to do a quick commercial break. See you soon. Today's episode is brought to you by Mattersville Heroes and Hybrids program. If you want to be entered to win a free tour of the Mattersville Wolf Sanctuary right here in Colorado, for you and 3 of your friends, like this video, share this video, and comment "Aroo!" See you in a minute. All right, everyone, welcome back. And we do want to go into talking about some things that Drew and I are partnering up on coming up next month, as well as, if you've been watching, Shanda Lynn and Richie Weber are going to be out here for it. So Drew, I remember when we went out, I think it was 2018, that we went out and we were handing out stockings Christmas time to the homeless veterans out in Civic Center Park. So tell me what it is that you're trying to do while you're handing out those stockings and why it is that you do it.
It's just hope. A lot of people, are out there shoving cameras in people's faces for the things that they're doing, and they're not just doing it just to do it. So, we partnered with Westera Credit Union, one of our amazing sponsors that supported us from the beginning, and we got with all these other community supporters and gathered up essential winter items, those gloves and hats and warm hats and jackets and just stuff that allows them to keep their dignity while they're out and about, and just getting them some good items to help them through the colder days out here in Colorado. It gets rough, and and there's just a lot of people out here, that didn't have enough. So we, just wanted to put a smile on their face. Or items that, hopefully it saved them some money so that they can go get a meal instead, or a hotel or something like that instead. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that. And I remember when we were walking out there and doing it, and one thing one thing that I loved, you asked what their MOS is, and you can tell right away. It was MOS, right? You used, what was your MOS?
yeah.
Yeah, because basically you can tell right away if someone's a homeless vet, or when you're going to give them a stocking and you ask them what their MOS is, because they'll like stand up and like tell you exactly what their job was and everything. And I thought that was really cool. So guys, this December, and if you watch the episode with Richie or Shanda, you know about the event that we're having December 12th, which is the Secret Santa for the homeless. It's not just going to be for veterans, but Drew is actually one of the partners for that, and Mattersville is one of the partners for that. And basically, this was birthed from the stocking idea, as well as last year, a friend of mine, Adam, did an event for his birthday where we went out and gave presents to the homeless. And this year, we've partnered up Mattersville, Recovered on Purpose, and Impact Locally, which is a good friend, Travis, who basically founded that to give clothes to the homeless. He has a storefront in the Rhino district where people can come in and shop for dignity for clothes, for an entire outfit from head to toe, and they basically get it for free. It all gets donated there. So we've partnered up for this event, and the hopes of this event is to inspire people to do this all over the country, all over the world, hopefully, because there's so many people out there suffering. Like Drew was saying, just handing out stockings is hope. It's love. It's passing out this feeling of being okay, of somebody there that loves you. Because I remember when I was homeless and it was Christmas, I literally didn't have anybody at that time in my life. I was alone. I remember being in this abandoned house that man, it was just a really, really dark time, and I wish somebody would have knocked on the door with one of the stockings that we made up for him, because that would have made my day. So that's what we're out there to do this year. And guys, if you want to support, go to recoveredonpurpose.com/contact and let me know what you want to do. If you want to send a gift, or if you have a specific person that you want us to look for, just let me know there. Now, Drew, what is it that you're hoping to get out of this event, and who do you think that we should be looking for out there, and what should we be saying to them?
Well, this year we've got a bigger crisis on our hands than ever, and this stretches, like you said, beyond just the bounds of veterans. Everybody's impacted by this pandemic right now, and all the different restrictions and shut down businesses. We're at peak homelessness, except everybody doesn't even know who's homeless yet, because evictions are restricted right now, but there's let's just say that there's reports that there's a lot, and so people are homeless and waiting for the first time ever. Some of them know it's coming and are just stretching it as long as they're able to maintain their homes. Other places are trying to sell their places out from under their renters, because they're trying to make money for to make their ends meet for their businesses or whatever else. So anybody that's driven around and been in Civic Center Park, downtown Denver, in the past 6 months, it's obvious to them, if they've ever been here before, that that's not normal. And there's people, they're hurting. It's cold. I mean, would you want to be out there? I mean, I just remember my kid, and this was one of the biggest lessons that I've ever been able to give my kid. That day that we were out giving out stockings, you were with us. I don't know if you were with me at the time, but I just remember my now 7-year-old was 5 at the time, and she was just like, "Dad, it's cold. I don't want to. Why do we have to go out and hand them jackets, or why do we have to go out and give them this stuff?" And I was like, that's exactly why, honey. It's cold outside. People, and they don't have a warm place to go to right now, or they're trying to figure it out. And man, we've all been through different struggles in our lives, and I just refuse to be one to overlook it. And I can't do something every day. I mean, that's you can't pour from an empty cup, and I would have an empty cup if I went out and gave stuff that I don't have every single day. But on those days that we can, those days that we can rally something up and coordinate something up and go out there and make an impact. I mean, that's life for me right now. There's just too many people hurting, and there's all these people talking about all these different brands of helping and unity and this, that, and the other, but they're just words. They're empty words, and they're not going out and acting on it. And that's what we do. I mean, and that's what you do. That's why I knew that you were going to be a success with Recovered on Purpose, because you're a doer, you're not a sayer. You've got your show, and you'll tell people what can be done, but it's on them to take action. And we can do all the awareness in the world, but if people don't start practicing and doing, then they're never going to make an impact, and those words will remain hollow. But I believe that what we can do with this is going to impact the world, and I hope it spreads. I hope it spreads farther than we could than we ever imagined, because you know what? Then we'll have changed the world, even if it's for a day.
Yeah.
So,
and what I continue to say also is that people grossly overestimate what their group will do and grossly underestimate what they will individually be able to accomplish. Like the amount of love and compassion and impact that you can make on your own just by saying hello to somebody. Like I'll go out and just like sit with someone on the streets all the time. I'll buy them a hot dog or whatever it is and just sit and talk to them for a little bit. And the thing is it's give and take. Like as much as I'm giving to them, it feels good just to hang out with somebody and give them a hot dog or whatever it is. And guys, that's, who knows who's going to be the one. Like you could be the one that literally sits down with the person who comes out of homelessness and starts Recovered on Purpose, or starts some other, you could be talking to the next Gandhi. Like you never know who you're talking to and who you're helping in those dark moments. And it's up to us, like each one of us individually. And you touched on the camera in the face thing, going out there and doing that. And I think there's a distinct difference between people that go out and literally will take pictures, do it. Like I've seen this video of someone like pretending to help build something and took a picture for Insta. You saw that? And took a picture for Instagram. But the thing is like,
politician.
Yeah. Oh, it was? I didn't know it was a politician. Well, that makes sense. But basically the difference is what we're doing is, like, Drew and I have been doing this for a while now. We've been going out and helping people. We've been going out and doing these things. But the thing is that the impact now, we're having it on the people that we go help, but we're trying to inspire more people to do it. Drew's getting like 1 million views on his TikToks and stuff. Who knows what can happen and how many people could be inspired by seeing these acts of kindness. So guys, that's what we're actually doing with this event. We're going to be creating a video to share with the world so that we can inspire people around the world to do this, because there's so many people out there suffering right now. There's so many people that need your love, that need the whole world's love, and some people just need to be called to action. So that's kind of what we're doing with this event. As much as we're going out and we're going to make sure that everybody in Denver that's homeless is going to have a Christmas this year, they're going to be introduced to people that love them and care about them, we're also going to use this event to inspire others to take action and do this yourself. This should be a normal thing.
You are cordially invited to make a difference.
Amen. Amen. And guys, I want to thank you so much for being here for this episode. Again, like, comment, and share and comment if you want to get a free trip for you and 3 of your friends to do a wolf sanctuary tour with Drew. You'll get to meet him and everything. So guys, we love you so much. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the next episode. The black represents the darkness from which we came. The white represents the light in which we now live. And the red represents the passion it takes to live Recovered on Purpose.